In the functionality part, we explain you how the machine operates and what the limitations are. Click the next button to continue. When the operator switches the machine on, the HCON has the ability to show 4 values. At startup, it will show the software of the TCON first and switch over to the hour meter counter. When the engine is running, it will toggle between hour meter and battery voltage. If there is a fault in the load sense system, the HCON will show a 4 or 5 digit code to indicate where the problem is and what kind of problem. The fault codes can be found in the service manual or inside the platform control box on the decal. To start the engine, the system needs 12 volt battery power with a minimum of 9.6 volts during starting. In cold conditions, the pre-glow system must be activated in order to heat up the combustion chamber. The engine keeps on running if 1. The alternator is sending an RPM signal to the ignition start module. 2. The oil pressure switch is detecting pressure. 3. The temperature stays below maximum. 4. There are no faults in the machine. The engine RPM can be selected between idle and high with the turtle hair switch. When high RPM is selected, the engine will only rev up when the foot switch or enable button is pressed. The drive system operates with a variable 2-directional piston pump and 4 2-speed piston motors. The flow distributed to the motors is operated by the drive manifold. The pump's flow direction is operated by 2 coils on top of the pump called the EDC, Electrical Directional Controller. On the drive manifold there are 2 coils. They are responsible for brake release and motor speed selection. The brakes are negative operated and need pressure to release. The swash plate in the motors can be set to 2 points, 7.5 degrees for high speed or 15 degrees for high torque. The drive speed can be selected from the platform only with toggle switch 14. In high speed, the machine will drive maximum 7 km per hour or 4.5 miles per hour. In high torque, this is reduced by half. The machine automatically shifts to elevated speed, 0.5 km per hour or 0.3 mile per hour, when one of the boom stowed switches detect that one or more booms are not in stowed position. These switches are connected in series and the primary and secondary boom switch are not activated in stowed position, while the primary extend switch is activated in stowed position. The limit switch LS3 cuts the power for driving to the ALC500 control card when the machine is swung past the rear wheels or more. In order to regain drive functionality when the turntable is swung past the rear wheels, the operator has to activate the drive enable switch, toggle switch 15. When the turntable has swung over the rear wheels, the LED will flash to indicate the operator you have to use the drive enable switch to drive. When activated, the LED will lit constant, indicating drive is allowed. When the booms are elevated, the tilt alarm is active and will stop the machine when it is driving on an inclination greater than the maximum allowable slope. The maximum allowable degrees can be found on the serial plate only and is machine and market specific. The lifting pump is a gear pump. When the engine is running, the pump will rotate and deliver flow. When there are no movements in the boom, the differential sensing valve will open to dump the oil back to tank. The settings of the diff valve is in this typical machine 260 psi. When a boom function is activated, the differential sensing valve is piloted to the closed position in order to build up pressure in the system. The booms are controlled by the operator with the ground controls by a fixed speed setting or proportional with the platform controls. It is possible to adjust the speeds of the booms by calibrating the speed settings. The speed for lifting and descending can be found in the service manual. The Z45 XC is equipped with dual capacity. When the load is less than 300 kilos or 660 pounds, the machine can work unrestricted. When the load is more than 300 kilos or 660 pounds to maximum 454 kilos or 1000 pounds, the machine will operate in the restricted zone. Primary boom extent is fully retracted and not possible to extend. On overloading the platform with as well in the restricted envelope or unrestricted envelope, will cut the engine and will give an acoustic and visual alarm. To regain functionality in the machine, the extra capacity has to be removed from the platform. The operator is allowed to use the auxiliary pump when the platform is overloaded. However, this action in specific markets is recorded and indicated on the display with the code 8221. The GENIE lift guard contact alarm system features an activation cable fitted above the boom's lift platform control panel. When pressure is applied to the cable, it disconnects and activates the system. When the system is activated, all machine lift and drive functions are stopped to prevent additional movements in the platform, as well as an alarm sounds and beacons flash, notifying everyone near the GENIE boom lift that the operator may require assistance. The system is only functional when the foot switch is depressed and motion does not resume without human intervention. All notifications and function restrictions will continue until the system is resetted by simply clicking the activation cable back into place. There is no need to restart the engine or to cycle e-stall power to resume machine's functionality. The machine can be operated from the ground if necessary.